50 million customers didn't just stop shopping last year. They staged a massive, coordinated walkout. For the first time in over a decade, the world's most powerful luxury brands looked into the mirror and realised the face looking back was a total stranger. We've been fed a lie for years that luxury is a bulletproof investment, but the 2025 McKinsey report just dropped a bomb that has sent shockwaves through the boardrooms of Paris and Milan. Growth has flatlined, and for the first time since 2016, luxury is actually creating less value than the year before. We are witnessing the luxury apocalypse in real time. Brands you've worshipped your entire life are bleeding out, and the people who used to save for months for a single bag are finally looking at the price tag and saying, no more. For years, these houses operated on the arrogant assumption that they could hike prices by 80% while letting quality slide into the gutter. And we would just keep paying for the logo, but the game has changed. From corporate chaos and creative directors being fired every 18 months to PR disasters that have permanently stained iconic logos. The industry is in a state of absolute panic. Today we're pulling back the curtain on the 15 brands that have officially lost their way. We're going from the white noise heritage names to the absolute worst offenders who are currently destroying their own legacy for a quick buck. If you're thinking about dropping 4 or 5 figures on a designer piece in 2026, you need to hear this first, because the brand on your shoulder might be a sinking ship. Collapse starts in what experts call the no man's land of luxury. Take a look at Mulberry. 10 years ago, the Alexa and Bayswater bags were the ultimate it girl status symbols. But today, Mulberry has become the luxury equivalent of white noise. They tried to play a dangerous game, hiking prices to sit at the big kids table with Hermes and Chanel, while completely alienating the core customers who actually kept them afloat. They chased the ultra-wealthy, but those elites didn't want a mid-tier British brand when they could have French prestige. The result is a brand trapped in limbo, with bags that depreciate faster than a used car driving off a lot. You're lucky to get 40% of your money back on the resale market. It's a textbook example of corporate arrogance, forgetting who you are in a desperate attempt to be someone you're not. But Mulberry isn't alone in this identity crisis. Michael Kors became the poster child for luxury suicide by going too accessible, too fast. When everyone from your co-worker to the teenager at Starbucks is wearing the same logo, the exclusivity that luxury depends on evaporates instantly. They tried to claw back prestige by raising prices, but the damage was already done. You can't sell exclusivity at a mall department store. Now, after a federal judge blocked their Hail Mary merger in late 2024, the brand is stuck. It's too expensive to be an impulse buy, and not prestigious enough to be an investment. It's a ghost brand, haunting the halls of 2012 fashion trends, and the 2026 market is officially leaving it behind. As we move up the ladder, the logo trap becomes even more lethal. Look at Coach. Despite some genuinely beautiful craftsmanship in their high-end lines, they are cannibalizing themselves through their own outlet stores. When a consumer knows they can get the same logo for 60% off at an outlet mall, the entire pricing structure collapses. Luxury is built on the if you know factor, but Coach has become the brand your aunt buys to feel fancy. In the polarized 2026 market, the middle tier is a shrinking island, and the tide is coming in fast. But even the giants aren't safe from the rot. Versace should be untouchable, but lately, it feels like an artificial intelligence designed their collections after watching too many 90s music videos. They got addicted to the logo trap, plastering Medusa heads on everything. It worked for a while, but as the world moved toward quiet luxury, Versace started looking like a billboard that screams, "I'm trying too hard." Then there's the revolving door of creative directors. Valentino is on its third major shift in 5 years. How can you build trust when the aesthetic changes every 18 months? You're not buying heritage anymore. You're gambling on a vision that might be dead by spring. It's even worse at Givenchy. 4 directors in 7 years. They moved from forgotten elegance to industrial streetwear and lost their soul in the process. The resale market has zero confidence. Buyers know the look will be irrelevant by next season. When a brand becomes a chameleon, it eventually disappears. Bottega Veneta was the brand of the decade until it became a victim of its own success. The aesthetic was knocked off so fast by Zara and H&M that the exclusivity vanished overnight. By 2025, the bags influencers fought over were sitting in closets gathering dust. Even quiet luxury can become a noisy, dead trend. Fendi fell for the same flaw. Over-branding. Gen Z wants versatility, not a monogram that screams for attention. Even LVMH has stayed quiet about Fendi's numbers, which usually means they're underperforming. Balmain hasn't evolved in a decade. It's stagnating. And in luxury, stagnation is a death sentence. Most pieces lose 80% of their value in 2 years. It's not an investment. It's a very expensive costume. Saint Laurent is repetitive. It's just black, sexy, and giant logos. But logo fatigue is real. Sales are dropping, and the brand is in a rough patch that looks permanent. Even Prada is struggling. Charging $1,700 for a backpack made from recycled plastic waste is a tough sell. They're trying to be too many things at once. And the market is confused. Dior is also suffering, but from a different ailment. Saddlebag fatigue. They pushed the saddle revival so hard that it became the face of the brand. Now it feels exhausted. When you see a saddlebag in 2025, it immediately reads as outdated. Dior is becoming dangerously dependent on beauty and fragrance revenue because their leather goods are losing that must-have specialness. Louis Vuitton is the biggest name in luxury, but it's also the most counterfeited. By releasing a major collaboration every few months, from Kusama to Farrell, the brand has turned its iconic bags into souvenirs. When everyone is carrying the same bag, the exclusivity vanishes. The resale market is so flooded with LV that even authentic pieces struggle to move. You aren't buying exclusivity, you're buying visual noise. Balenciaga is still haunted by their 2022 scandal. That association doesn't go away. And finally, Gucci. This is Kering's flagship, and it is collapsing in real time. Revenue went down a staggering 23% in 2024, back to COVID-era levels, but without a pandemic to blame. They pushed out the man who doubled their revenue and replaced him with a pared-back vision that was a commercial disaster. Now, in a move of pure executive panic, they've hired the man behind the Balenciaga scandal to lead Gucci. This is the third major creative reset in 3 years. How is a brand supposed to build loyalty when its identity changes every 16 months? Gucci has destroyed a decade of brand building in 3 years of corporate arrogance. The wealthy customers who drive luxury spending want consistency and craftsmanship. Gucci currently offers neither. It is a brand in a total identity crisis, and as they gamble on a Hail Mary play, the throne of the double G logo has never looked more empty. Before you buy your next luxury piece, ask yourself, is the quality actually worth the price, or are you just paying to help a sinking ship stay afloat? Because in the world of 2026 luxury, nothing is permanent, not even the crown.